Hi everybody, welcome back to Freaking Jeep, and today's little episode we're going to pull the dash out, get down to the heater box like we're changing the heater core, because unfortunately I got a squeak in the dash, and it's like that chalkboard on or fingernails on a chalkboard type squeak, so it's pretty annoying. Yep. Yeah, so I have a feeling it's the lines on the heater core are probably rubbing, so we'll have to dig in and get all the way down to the heater core. You're going to come along for the ride, I hope. Take the time, watch. If you're going to change your heater core, it's going to be the same procedure, so follow along.
This one?
Yep. Take bolts out.
Right.
First, there's two screws in the bottom of the pan. Got to take those out.
Onto my old hair clips.
Yep.
Yep.
Okay, we can lift this pan out now. Put this aside. Yep, next set of screws come out. And we got some screws up here below the ashtray.
I'm actually stuck to the screwdriver that time. Now,
That's why it's a magic tray, right?
yep. Everything is attracted to it. Or pretty much everything metal is attracted to it.
Okay, next is the tough part. Everybody see in here? See if I can find the light here in my pocket. See down in there, there's 4 screws. Over there, over here. Actually 5 screws that have to come out.
Alrighty then. As you can see, I have a small light here to make it easier to see where all the screws are. Yeah, it's heavy here.
Yeah, you gotta kind of get at them at an angle here. Get it loose.
Yep. I'm going to put the light right up here, right up there. And let's see if we can get this last screw here.
Now this should be all.
You take.
Oh.
Yep, that might help. Alrighty. Now without the center cover, it's easier to get to all this stuff here. So
I'm going to zoom in here. You see behind the shifter here, there's all these bolts. Those are the ones we have to get to. Good time to clean out the dash too. Did you look at that? I found the sticker that's supposed to be on the license plate. I knew it was around here somewhere.
yeah. Now I'm going to get down here into the free area of the passenger side so that I can get to these bolts easier. Now I need a wrench.
We'll have to take the glove box will have to come out.
Yep.
And this wiring harness here will have to come out.
Such one thing I don't know. I'll take out the glove box. I'm just going to do this so that he has room to get out. Pressure gauge for the tires.
Yep.
So I'll put this in our little box.
Okay, you can see here I got the glove box open. I just cleaned it out. If you reach up underneath here, there are a couple of little rubber bump stops. They're not real easy to get to, but you grab a hold of them and you slide them down. By sliding these down, glove box drops. Okay, we have to take. Kick panel has to come out, the one that's down by your feet. A couple of screws. This is one of those jobs that when you're taking stuff out and putting stuff back in, you end up cleaning and you end up finding stuff that you didn't know you lost. This is one of those jobs that if you're afraid of taking stuff apart, or if you can't remember how to put stuff together, you might have to record it too so you know how to put it back together. But I just pulled the A-pillar cover off. Now I'm going for the cover in the front of the dash.
right there.
Beneath the steering wheel. You got the screw in the side here, you see that?
I have to. Oh, that's all the way back.
The battery's on.
Oh, yeah. I see it now.
I gotta get a short screwdriver.
Yep. It's actually pretty loose. I just having to figure out which way to turn it. See, so I'm looking at it from the side. Alright. Magic tray.
Then we have to see there's probably a couple of screws underneath there.
Yep. There's a couple on this mill rack.
Yeah. And we gotta take this out. If any of you have explored any of my other videos, you might recognize the Munki Mechanic. She's learning too.
Yep. I may not show up much, but I still do enjoy doing this, and I mean, I've been doing this since I could remember. That scared me. She got the screw though. Alright, any
Now, I
others?
think
Yep.
there it is. That one's out. If you're doing this out in a driveway, you might want a clear spot about the size of your car in the driveway or on your lawn, because you're going to have a lot of parts laying around. There's a lot of plastic trim pieces in here.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I found the screwdriver.
That you did.
Now I've got a few on this side we'll have to take out, I think. Alright, now next in the step we're going to have to get this panel off that goes next to the glove box, the trim piece. It's split in the middle here. I normally use all power tools with this stuff, but just for the video's sake, we're doing it all with hand tools. Okay, this is looking at the passenger side. Here's the door handle. As you can see, right back in there, there's one bolt, there's another, and then that one. On the other side of the glove box, there is one lonely bolt right up there. And then that bracket there has to come out across the center console, which means this wire harness here has to come out. Runs up along the side of the dash. That all has to come out with the dash. And then we'll be taking the steering column out. There's a bolt on right there, a bolt on the other side. Lower bolt there, you can see. And then we'll be taking the steering column down. There's 4 nuts on the bottom of the steering column and 1 bolt on the shaft. And all you people are thinking, hey, Mr. Tiny, that's the airbag module. You got to shut the power off. Don't worry, I already unplugged the battery. All this stuff, since you've got the battery unplugged, when you're disconnecting all these wires, you won't even end up with a code. As long as you put them together before you put the battery back on. Okay. Yeah. Couple of ground wires here we're taking off.
Can't lift that up.
Like that. Put this nut back here so it doesn't get lost. Organizers are those Christmas tree wire plug things, I don't know what you want to call them, but they hold the wiring harness to the center console there. Got that aside.
Would it be alright if I bent this off to the side for now?
Yep. Okay,
That
now we
should
got
be fine there.
13 and an extension here. Oh, that's 14.
Get some AAA batteries.
Okay. That's good.
Alright. I'm going to set this on down back here.
Okay.
That's out of the way.
You can see this bracket here. That's at the base of the center console. That all underneath your hey Monkey, we're gonna change battery here.
These?
No.
Bag.
We took this bracket off here, you can see. That goes down in here in front of the shifter at the base of the dash. That's what holds the bottom of the dash in the middle stable. A couple of 13 nuts and a couple of 10 bolts. That's out. Gotta lift the center. Gotta lift the shifter out. Okay, some of you can, if you look closely, you'll notice there's this strap that goes here. Goes up to the steering column. Not sure why they put that in here. I'm sure it's a safety thing, but the bracket for it here, this black bracket, there's one nut here that you take off, but the other corner of this is right here. It goes underneath the shifter bracket. So we got to take the bolts out of the shifter bracket and lift that up too, so that we can squeeze that out. That's part of the dash. That'll go along with the dash when we take it out.
That's a little loud. Yeah, you might want to take those ones off.
Yeah, I guess I'll take them off. Rack it out. Leave that sitting there. Are you able? Oh, we got to take the. Be careful. Some of the steel or some of the metal bits on this dash will be really sharp. Be kind of like a razor. So don't drag your fingers over edges. Or get out your favorite pair of thin leather gloves.
I accidentally dropped the screw through the bolt. Came right off. Get that back on the extension so I can get out this one. Looks like the magnet don't want to leave the electrical tool when I put it down.
Okay, let's switch sides.
Alrighty.
Next we're going to have to get this steering column out of the way. Give me that screwdriver. Got all these plugs here that all have to get unplugged. When we talk about skim module and groups and stuff, that's this box right here. Goes around the key. That's the receiver for the chip in the key. There's a shift interlock cable here. That's this thing here. Let's see. In order to pull that out, you have to turn the key on. Push the little button there, and then it slides out. Then you turn the key off, take the key off, or key out. Now we're ready to pull the steering column. You can see right there, there's two of those, one on each side, and then, okay, I took the nuts out of there. One thing you want to be careful with, don't be spinning the steering wheel back and forth. Try to keep it in place, maybe use a piece of tape or something so that you don't spin it back and forth. There's a what's called a clock spring in here. It's just a ribbon cable that's wrapped around the shaft a couple of times. That's what allows all your steering wheel controls to work and your airbag. If you've got an airbag light that comes on and goes off occasionally, or if your cruise control buttons are intermittent like this one is sometimes, you probably got to change your clock spring. Well, you can see we got it out. We're not going to just hold it in place.
I want to see if I can still hear squeak.
A couple that are back here. There's one back in the hole there. One back there above the wire harness. And then the nice thing is, on both sides of the truck there's this white cover with a bolt in the middle. You take that one loose. Same thing with the one way over there. And that's all the wiring hookups for the dash. Just keep whittling away, bolt after bolt. I took these bolts out over here. We'll work our way across the front of the dash, taking those nuts out, till we get over there to take the last of the bolts out. And this dash is pretty close to coming out. Got all these connectors down here out. Looks like a lot of work, but the Munki and I, we're just kind of putzing along here, and we're barely 45 minutes into it, all while making a video. For all of you who have never done this before, you see where the brake pedal is? If you look up right between the brake pedal arm here and the steering joint, straight up in there, there is a bolt that goes straight up behind the speedometer. You'll have to take that bolt out, otherwise you won't get the dash out, and you will scratch your head and you will swear, and your Jeep will be your worst friend, your best enemy, and until you remember about that, or you watch the video over and go, oh, I forgot that darn stupid bolt. Just worked my way across the dash, taking the nuts out. There's 4 of them, 2 on each side. I have aftermarket speakers up front. I just unhooked those so they don't flop around. So next we'll move over to that side over there, next to the Munki's face there, and we'll pull the last couple of bolts out there. Munki, you'll probably want to get down here. There's 1 bolt right here you want to take out with that ratchet wrench.
Sore.
Yeah. Got that one, then I got one over here we'll have to take out.
And we can take it out the rest of the way by hand. Got this one out. Got a couple more to go. Where's the other one?
And the last one we got to do here is disconnect the radio antenna. Take the bolt. Take this bolt out. This bolt somewhere here, right down here. I missed one that I forgot about. way down here next to just above where, or just behind where the heat blows out for the floor. Now we'll see if this pulls out. Look at that. Something's holding it.
Let's see.
The wiring over there, good?
Looks like it. Everything over here is detached. From what I can see. I feel like it's something in the middle. To figure out what that creaking is or squeaking.
I don't know. Don't hear it right now.
Right now it just sounds like the wheels or the tires.
One of the reasons why I had to pull the dash out wasn't just because of the squeak. The squeak was kind of the last resort, but driving my truck during the winter, I always got really cold air under my dash. On the passenger side here, the floor, it was always cold. And what I suspected was that it was coming in between the firewall and the heater box. Well, it is. You can see here. This is kind of common, especially if you've had yours out before. See this rubber sticking out, this weather strip? That's supposed to seal in here and supposed to seal it, your heater box to the dash. Your heater core intake actually, or your HVAC intake is actually underneath this cowl piece. Just a big hole there. And when that seal is bad, cold air blows in through here, makes it really cold here on the passenger side. As you might see here, I got some metal. I've made some repairs. This was split. All that is a piece of 1/2 inch. I took a 1/2 inch pipe. You can see I made this. These have been repaired already. Last time I had it out. All that is a piece of, pop this one open and make sure my blend doors are in good shape. If I got a little JB weld, I'll reinforce the hinge parts. Okay, I've got there's one bolt that comes in from the firewall. I've got the heater hoses disconnected. I took the AC machine, vacuumed out the AC, that's all disconnected. There's just the 2 nuts on the AC lines. When you go to assemble it, smart idea would be just to put, you can go to like O'Reilly's I've gone to, and for like $11 you can get a whole O-ring kit for your AC. It's smart just to put new washers in those 2 fittings that go that you take loose underneath under the hood there. Otherwise there's a good chance they'll leak. I know when I did the heater core, I didn't change them right away and they started leaking, so I had to go back and get a kit and then vacuum out the system again, or replace them, vacuum the system output, and recharge it. I haven't had a problem since, but I just pulled it apart, and now there's just two nuts, one under here behind the blower, and then one right down here. Those two nuts, and the whole heater box comes out. That's next. There it is. It's out. It's in my hand. Recirculation door looks a little floppy. We'll take that apart and take a look at it. Biggest thing is, you can see here I'm missing a chunk of seal. That allowed air to blow right through from the dash, from the cowl, blow right through underneath the behind the glove box. Kept the passenger side here always really cold. Your feet were always cold. If you have that problem, it's probably this seal. Well, let's fix this up and put it back together. As everybody can see, right there's the heater core. That's that nice silver lines here. It's on the back side. It gets pinched between the firewall and the heater box. So as you can see, I put a new seal on. This goes up against the top. This is the cold air.
Does that go there?
Yep.
Okay.
There's a little tube right in there that goes in.
No, it's in one, I believe.
It's in there.
Oh, Dad.
Fingers. Sorry.
I was trying to get the foam back in. Yeah, I got my foot stuck.
Okay. This one. This is the other one. Oh, two nuts on the bottom. Gotta lift up.
Okay. We just got the dash back on, so and now to figure out how to put everything else on.
Oh, now we just have to put it back together. All the bolts we took out, put them in back in.
It still works.
Remember where that goes?
No, not at all.
Remember, that's that part that goes under the shift.
Alright, I'm going to put this bracket back under the shifts as he tries to reattach everything over there.
Some nuts. That goes in there like that.
Then what do I use?
Yep. These big ones here go on there. We had a couple of these here. These go in here. But before we get too far with these, we got to get the dash pulled up tight and bolts in over there.
Bolts in where?
The side of the dash over there.
I guess I'll have to look on eBay or Amazon and try again. I got two up there. That's all there. Oh, those are bolts.
Don't we have to take this part out?
No.
Okay.
That's just a lock. So we got to take
Flashlight out of there.
the nuts off there so we can put the ground wires back on.
I forgot exactly where the ground wires went.
You see the one. Dash is all in, bolted up. Now we're going to go ahead and put the steering wheel back in. Being careful not to twist it all around. Don't want to break that clock spring.
Is in the steering wheel.
I can't see with your arms in there, Dad.
tighten up the bolts there. Right, Dan?
Yep.
No, this one's too small. We want this, right? Seems how that's
Yep.
too small.
I need the light there. A light. Some light. Oh, where's that big bolt? The one that you're playing with. You know what that's for?
No.
Steering shaft.
Oh. Yeah.
Okay. That one's about dead.
Do you want the shorter one?
No.
Alright.
You got one on that side yet?
All done with that. Now I can plug everything back in. Need some keys.
The magnet.
Here we go. Lengths. You got some short ones, some medium ones, some long ones. It's almost a guessing game if you're trying to remember how to put them all back in.
Unless you record it.
Unless you record it and play it back and watch step by step.
This one's needs some breakdown.
Step by step, work yourself around.
Thank you. It's always a good idea to have one of these magnets with you in case you drop a screw or two. So I'm just going to place these screws here in their needed place. And then I'm going to take the screwdriver and put them in. Let's see, where did this one go? I lost where this one went.
Is there a spot for only two?
Yeah, from the looks of it.
Doesn't have much left there for thread. The old Jeep's getting a little rusty. Welcome to Wisconsin.
Now let's get the rest of that floor panel. Rest of that floor panel. And now all that we do is we tap it back in place.
All snapped in.
Yep.
Now we can put the glove box area together. But these brackets put back in.
Well, I think I got the tire pressure done. Almost exactly the same. And it must be the opposite of what. You're facing the car, not as you're sitting behind the wheel.
That's odd. Hey, some screws to go in there.
Oh, and then talk about the right bank and left bank on the motor. That's one there for the facing motor, right?
And then,
We got
I guess
the
it depends on the manufacturer.
bracket back in there. Now all that we need to do.
They're going to be the longer ones. These kind here. I think these. Yeah.
Right now that we got these, we can come back into their places. Make sure not to cross thread. And where the rivets on the side do not meet up with the rivets on the place where you are painting. So I'm going to try to put these ones in straight as possible.
Cold air. Tube on here with
And so I have these
a foam filter.
mostly in.
Control part of that. Intake part.
So now I'm going to just tighten them in with a screwdriver. So make sure you turn it the right way.
Yep.
You also want to make sure they're nice and tight so that nothing falls loose. Alright, with those all bolted in, we can get that piece right there. Along with all these other pieces.
That slides up and goes. You get it in there? Mm-hmm. Okay. Now we got, what do you got there? That piece goes on top of the steering wheel over here.
Yep. Now we got the piece for the steering wheel.
We're getting pretty close to finishing this up. We got glove box yet to do.
Which should be fairly easy.
And then we got the center console to put back in. Let's help out the monkey.
I have no idea how he took this out.
Bottom has to go in first. See here?
I see. Just pop it in there.
And we got these little rubber pads we got to put in there. Remember?
Yep.
Remember at the beginning we said there's some little pads? These little pads here, you can see. There's some tabs up here. That's what they hook on. You just got to slide them back in the slots. If I can see them. There, one there. Now when you close it, oh, must have popped out here over here. What do we got?
I think we're good.
Yep. Just like that. Now we can start putting all these screws back in that we took out. Wiggle it just a little bit. What are you trying to do? Break that off over there?
No.
Need the monkey magnet. Start putting all these other screws back in where they belong. Overhead.
Alright, I just finished putting these screws into place. Now just to tighten them. It's these brown ones I have troubles with.
Want the battery connected?
Need some help in there.
Yep. I just can't get these ones in the corners.
There we go. The magic tray. A couple more screws here.
Where's
Go
my
fish.
magnet? Oh, right here.
You see where it went? Or are you fishing?
Fishing. Alright, now that I got that into place and tighten that on up, we got the tray back And now what's left to do is put this in and the cup holder in. As you can see, we pop this back into here.